First on the list is John Hers. Pat Dillevue was unable to be with us today. Norm Ferdine. John Jurgensen is our vice president. Kathleen Muhlenberg is our secretary. Brian Thompson. There he is. Dave Thunstead is our treasurer. Dave Pashka. And I'm George Wickman, the president. So if you'd give them a round of applause. Thank you. At this time, Josh will introduce himself and the rest of the staff.
Thank you, George. Those within the sound of my voice, staff, if you guys could come out here so that everybody can be seen. That includes you, Sandy. You have to come out. Our staff is growing and it's fantastic. We have several assistants who help us with funerals. And so I'm just going to go right down the line. First, we have Beth Tuberty, who is our assistant manager and chief financial officer of Bayview Freeborn Funeral Home. The world does not go on without Beth. Trust me. Phil Demuling. Phil is one of our funeral directors. Many of you probably know him, along with Eli Harvo, and he's going to hate this part. Happy birthday, Eli. Sorry, Eli. Al Harris has been with us since I got here. He has transitioned from being hearse driver and funeral assistant to a guy who does everything here. The physical plant itself doesn't run without Al. Our funeral director's assistants, we have Lori Sistick. She also works at Addie's, which helps with flowers. Jenny Fitzloff could not be here today, but she watches over our visitations at night. Connie is still here and hopefully will be until I'm not. Sandy Frederickson is, I think, has been with us a year now, 2 years, and has been helping on funerals, as well as Kathy Knudsen. That's Mike's sister. Not here today is Autumn Dower and also Cindy Reckner. They could not be here today, but all of this staff, your staff, is absolutely invaluable. Without them, this place falls into the ground. And I'd like to thank them, and if you could all give them a round of applause, that would be great. Thank you. Oh, and for those who don't know, I'm Josh Fossum.
Now I'm going to ask Phil to come forward and give us a report on the registration and the quorum. And while he's up here, he will also read the proof of notice of the annual meeting.
Thank you, George. To begin the 86th annual meeting of Bayview Freeborn Funeral Home, this 26th day of April 2025, a quorum of membership is in attendance with 92 signed-in members and 1,585 registered eligible voters. Notice for the 86th annual meeting of Bayview Freeborn Funeral Home was published in the following: Albert Lee Tribune on Saturday, April 5th, 2025, and each week thereafter. The Freeborn County Shopper on Tuesday, April 1st, 2025, and each week thereafter. The Star Eagle and Alden Advance weekly publications beginning April 1st, 2025. The notice was published on the Bayview Freeborn Funeral Home website and Facebook pages on April 2nd, 2025, and the meeting notice was initially announced on Kate Radio 1450, KAUS, and Powered 96 on April 1st, 2025, along with several ads throughout the month.
Thank you, Phil. I'll now ask Eli to come forward and read the minutes of the meeting a year ago.
Thank you, George. The annual meeting of Bayview Funeral and Cremation Services to mark the 85th year in business was held at the funeral home on Saturday, April 27th, 2024. The meeting was called to order at 10:30 a.m. by Board President George Wickman, who led the group in the Pledge of Allegiance. Chaplain Don Malinsky spoke briefly and gave the invocation. President Wickman welcomed everyone and introduced the members of the Board of Directors. Manager Josh Fossum introduced Assistant Manager and CFO Beth Tuberty, Eli Harvo, Phil Demling, Lori Sistek, Al Harris, Connie Tuberty, Sandy Fredrickson, and Jenny Fitzlaw. Beth Tuberty announced that there was a quorum of the signed-in attendees. Proof of notice was satisfied with ads in the Albert Lee Tribune, the Freeborn County Shopper, NRHEG Star Eagle, the Alden Advance, Facebook, the Bayview website, and Kate and KAUS Radio. She also read the minutes of the 2024 annual meeting. A motion to accept the minutes was made by David Pashka and seconded by Tom Lang. Motion passed. Beth also gave an overview of her lifelong connection with Bayview and spoke of the updates done at the funeral home this past year. All HVAC units have been replaced, the exterior sign is new, and landscaping work is completed. Lance Scove of Hill, Benda and Scove and Burnau, PA, is a new accountant working with Bayview and is very helpful. Manager Josh Fossum gave the manager's report and highlighted some parts of the financials. Bayview's assets are listed at $1,215,000 and $29,336 was paid in taxes for 2024. The number of families served remains stable, but income decreases as the number of cremation services rises. In addition to awarding two $1,000 scholarships, Bayview contributed $14,903.93 to worthy causes within the communities served by the funeral home. A motion to accept the financials was made by Deb Venom and seconded by Dave Fredrickson. Motion passed. Board Vice President John Jorgensen thanked Beth and Josh for their reports, announced that George Wickman, Dwayne Troe, and John Herz are nominated for 3-year terms. With no further nominations from the floor, a motion to unanimously approve and elect the nominees was made by Deb Venom and seconded by Ron Venom. Motion passed. There was no old or new business. President Wickman invited everyone to the banquet hall to enjoy a hot lunch and fellowship. A motion to adjourn the meeting was made by Tom Lang and seconded by Delmar Boykin. Motion passed and the meeting was adjourned at 11:03 a.m. Thank you.
Thank you, Eli. You've heard the minutes of the annual meeting a year ago. Are there any additions or corrections? Comments? There being none, I would accept a motion to accept those minutes as presented. And may I remind you that when you make a motion, please say who you are. I might have known you for 50 years, but that doesn't mean anything at this point. So anyway, is there a motion to accept those minutes? And it's Dave? Yep. There's been a motion made to accept the minutes. Is there a second to that motion?
I'll second. Bob Sasser.
Did our secretary get that? All in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. That motion has carried.
Do we have the person who made the,
Dave Fredrickson. And you got the seconder? Yeah, okay. At this point, I'll ask Beth to come forward and give us some highlights from the financial statement for 2024.
Thanks, George. Good morning and welcome to all of you here as well as those watching online. The 2025 annual meeting is held today recognizing our 86th year in business. Thank you for attending. As many of you may agree, I can't believe another year has passed. It was like we were just here. The year went by quickly. As Assistant Manager and CFO, I would like to take a few minutes to recap our business year and financial standing here at the funeral home. Last year at this time, we announced plans for some large outdoor projects, along with one just coming to an end. We were able to complete all that were slated, including the new landscaping, outdoor lighting, and resurfacing of the parking lot. We would like to thank Matt Troska and his crew from Stoneworks Landscaping, Albert Lee Electric, and Yulin Brothers for jobs well done. This year, our focus will be on some interior projects that will include entry doors, bathroom renovations, carpeting, and updating our lower office space. Bayview Freeborn Funeral Home continues to be financially strong. In 2024, we served at need 175 families, issued $400,000 in pre-need policy, and assisted families with nearly $55,000 in monument sales. Our gross receipts totaled nearly $1,300,000. Bayview's net income for 2024 was up from the prior year, and we have no outstanding debt. All our improvements mentioned earlier were able to be immediately paid in full, and the same will be true with the projects that will be done in 2025. Last year, we were able to increase our CD balance that has been basically untouched since 2019 when we purchased our current funeral coach. Our donation contributions reached nearly $15,000 in 2024. Recipients included all area high school post-prom and graduation events, local Alzheimer's Walk, Relay for Life, Eagles Cancer Fundraiser, American Legion VFW Honor Guard, the Legion Riders, Freeborn County Humane Society, Albert Lee Firefighters Fire Safety Program, Alden Area Community Foundation, Friends of the Brick Hall, Albert Lee Freeborn County Chamber Golf Outing, Life Center of Freeborn County, Albert Lee YMCA, and the Sunflower Fields of Manchester. As a member-owned cooperative funeral home, we as the managing staff and board of directors take our financial obligation very seriously to ensure that Bayview remains a solid operating funeral home for the members of our community. We take pride in offering professional, personalized, dignified funeral services at the lowest possible costs, along with giving back through contributions and donations to the Freeborn County area that we are so proud to be a part of. I would like to take the time today to also thank the board of directors for their dedication, guidance, and advice. Including the annual meeting, these 9 people meet 5 times throughout the year and are always a phone call or an email away should items need to be addressed in between the scheduled meeting. Bayview is most fortunate to have all of you as the board. Thank you. Lastly, I would like to thank the families that we have served in the past and those choosing us in the future. Thank you for entrusting our services. It is truly an honor to be with you in the most difficult times that you face. As our logo states, we can cross this bridge together. Thank you.
Thank you, Beth. At this point, I'll ask Josh to come forward and give his manager's report.
I'll make this short because Beth took a lot of my stuff. Most of it, the main part of my speech today was going to be our commitment to our community as it continues to be. Beth just mentioned all the places that we have donated to. I would add to that this year, if you were paying attention to Eli, he mentioned our 2 scholarships. We no longer have those. We now donate to the community. We've donated money to Riverland College so that any student in Freeborn County can attend there for free. We found that this would make our dollar go farther, and it supports the kids in our county and hopefully keeps them here and working. We're very proud to be a part of that, and it's a fantastic program. I'm looking out at all of you, and this is my 6th year, and this is overwhelming to me. I was thinking about this morning. 6 years ago when I began on April 1st, Todd had me sit up here, and I was looking out at a bunch of faces that I thought, these people will never know me. That's quite different than my attitude now. I've been in funeral director for 25 years and in funeral service for 27. And no other place feels more like home. And I would like to thank all of you for making that possible. To include our board, as Beth said, they are fantastic. They are ever supportive, and I can't imagine working for 9 better bosses, along with all of you who also happen to be my boss. So thank you. As Beth said, we have some plans for this next year. Next year, you'll be on completely different carpet, and we're pretty excited about that. Our office in the back, as you walk in, will be completely remodeled because I tell Beth it's vintage. It hasn't been touched since we opened, pretty much. And so we're ever changing and growing. We're very strong. We're in good shape. We have a fantastic staff, and more importantly, your fantastic staff is happy, willing, and loves to serve all of you. One of the best parts about this job, whenever we have somebody pass or something, we have a little morning meeting, and every morning Beth says, I know them. And that's awesome. All of our staff knows you, you know all of our staff, and that only adds to the strength of Bayview Freeborn Funeral Home. That's all I have. In closing, I need to thank a few people. I need to thank our staff. I cannot sing their praises enough. I need to thank our board. You guys are fantastic. I need to thank my wife, or she'll tell me I didn't. My son and daughter are here. I want to thank them for being here. And I want to thank all of our staff's families for their understanding when we have to go out in the middle of the night or we have to work a funeral. Our part-time staff drops everything to come work for us at the drop of a hat. And it takes special people to do that. Thank you all very much for letting me be a part of it.
Thanks, Josh. At this point, we need to elect 3 officers for the next 3 years. Those that have filed are Pat Dillevue, Dave Thunstead, and Norm Ferdine. I'm obligated to ask if there are any further nominations. Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? If there are none, I would look for a motion to accept the slate of officers that are up for re-election and cast a unanimous ballot for them to serve the next 3 years. If somebody is willing to make that motion, this is the time. Motion by Deb Venom to accept these 3 officers for re-election for the next 3 years. Is there a second? Del Boykin seconds that motion. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed, say no. That motion carries. Thank you. At this point, I need to ask, is there any old business that we need to bring up? Is there any old business? If there is none, is there any new business that someone out there would like to see us tend to during the coming year? Any new business? There being none, I would ask for a motion to adjourn this meeting. We're all out of motions. There must be, well, Ron Venom will make that motion. A motion's been made to adjourn this meeting. Is there a second?
I'll second. Jason Whiteside.
Did you hear that? Because I didn't.
Jason Whiteside.
Jason Whiteside. All in favor of that motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. That motion is carried and the meeting is adjourned. I thank you for your attendance today, and I know you all know that there's lunch right on the other side of that wall, so you're all welcome to stop and have some lunch and some fellowship. So thank you for being here.
Thank you.